Our next guest to First at 4, Grace Dible is with us. She's getting ready to star in Rabbit Hole at Gannon's Schuster Theater. Grace, welcome into the show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this. Is it a play or a musical?
It's a play.
Tell us the storyline.
So basically it follows this couple who their son recently passed away, so they're dealing with the death of their son. You really get to see how their family dynamics change and how they learn to cope and the stages of grief that they're going through.
Yeah, so it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And it shows kind of that relationship between that couple kind of start to break apart, which you hear happens so often when couples suffer something so tragic.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it really, I play the wife of the mother of the son who passed away. And it's really interesting to play off the dynamic of my co-star, who's my husband, especially like when we haven't had kids, but really looking into how that would feel, how it would change our relationship, what would be different just in everyday life because something so huge is missing.
When you take on a role like this, like you just mentioned, it's nothing that you've experienced. You're playing somebody older than you. You're playing somebody that's experiencing something that you've never experienced. How do you prepare for something like that?
It'll sound silly, but I think a lot about my mom. My mom had 6 kids, and I grew up with younger siblings, and I also have nieces and nephews. So I've always had like a really strong connection with kids. And just the thought even of one of my niece or nephews passing away tragically like that, that's enough to get me in that headspace and be thinking, if I were a little bit older, this is the situation that I was in, how would I be feeling and responding with that?
Yeah. What got you involved in theater at Gannon?
I auditioned for my first show my freshman year when COVID finally started dying down. I was actually an education major at the time, and I completely fell in love with it. I had always done theater in high school and middle school, but coming to Gannon, it was like an entirely different experience, getting to see backstage and work backstage and do design work on top of performing in front of fairly good audiences, especially when we did Evil Dead. It was a great experience.
So did it change your major?
Yes. It did.
Yeah. And so you're a senior, so what are your future plans then?
I'm hoping to get a job in social media management after I graduate so I can freelance that on the side, but also work in local theaters.
Sure. Yeah, how exciting. So the show opens up a week from tomorrow. How many performances? A week from today. How many performances?
We have 7 performances.
Okay.
So we have one next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then the following weekend in October, we have Friday and Saturday, also Thursday performances, but that Saturday we also have a matinee in the afternoon.
2 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. What do you like about the Schuster Theater?
I love that you get to be so hands-on, especially in all of your classes. You get to get firsthand experience. In the lighting and sound design class that I'm taking right now, we're actually going to be doing sections of Gypsy, which is our next musical. We're responsible for doing the lighting design for one song. So everything that you do, you get to do firsthand. You get to see your work on stage and in practice.
Wow, that's great. And so much more difficult than I think anybody would think, doing lighting design and theater design. Again, Rabbit Hole opening up 1 week from today, September 28th, down at Gannon's Schuster Theater. You can find more information at gannon.edu. Grace, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Break a leg.
Thanks.
When we come back, we're going to head back over to the First at 4 kitchen. It really smells pretty amazing in here. We're going to get that final look at those delicious dishes that Maggie's working on over there. We'll be right back.